We often wonder, why did this happen to me? Sometimes, when life grants us many blessings, we become filled with pride. In the midst of our desires and accomplishments, we forget that everything is written by our Creator. We lose sight of His plan. In the end, only time can reveal what is truly good and what is truly bad. Perhaps you are currently enduring difficult times, or maybe you are enjoying prosperity and have lost sight of the future. This story is for you. It will not only compel you to reflect, but may also change the way you think. Therefore, listen to it carefully until the end. At the foot of a lush green hill, near a dense forest, there was a small village. In that village lived a simple man named Mr. Adam. Mr. Adam, a man of middle age, led a modest life. He constantly struggled with financial hardship, and for him, having 2 meals a day was considered a blessing. Despite his poverty, he possessed a remarkable quality. He was always content with what he had and never complained. Mr. Adam owned a small field where he worked tirelessly to grow his crops. He was assisted by his only son, Daniel, and a strong white horse named Max. Max was no ordinary horse. He was intelligent, hardworking, and swift. His help in the field work was so invaluable that Mr. Adam and Daniel regarded him as a member of their family. One day, word of Max's beauty and intelligence reached a wealthy merchant in the city, Mr. Smith. Accompanied by his son, Mr. Smith came to the village, saw Max, and was deeply impressed. He offered Mr. Adam a substantial sum of money to purchase the horse. Surprisingly, Mr. Adam politely refused the generous offer. The villagers were astonished. Some even called him a fool. They said, "Mr. Adam has lost a golden opportunity. He could have escaped poverty." But a few days later, an unexpected event occurred. Max disappeared from his stable. Mr. Adam and Daniel searched for him all day, but found no trace of him. This gave the villagers more reason to talk. They laughed and said, "See, Mr. Adam was not even worthy of keeping such a valuable horse." Some speculated that Mr. Smith's man had stolen Max. Daniel was deeply distressed and asked his father, "Father, we have lost something so precious, yet you remain so calm. Why?" Mr. Adam smiled and replied, "Son, every event contains both good and bad. Do not worry too much." Daniel did not fully understand his father's words. But a few days later, an astonishing event took place. One morning, as they worked in the field, they witnessed something remarkable. Max had returned, and he was not alone. 5 wild horses followed him. News of this spread throughout the village. The same people who had mocked Mr. Adam were now speechless. They said, "Mr. Adam is truly fortunate." Mr. Adam simply said with a smile, "Perhaps Max went into the forest to find his herd and has now returned with his companions." The villagers began to regard Mr. Adam as lucky. Yet even in this moment of good fortune, he remained as calm as ever, showing neither pride nor excessive excitement. Daniel began taming the wild horses, but a few days later, tragedy struck. One of the wild horses threw him, breaking his leg. The villagers began to whisper again, saying, "Those horses have caused him trouble." Mr. Adam brought this hardship upon himself. In pain, Daniel said, "Father, this time a truly bad thing has happened." Mr. Adam replied calmly, "Son, whether something is good or bad cannot be judged in a single moment. Only time will reveal the truth." Daniel still struggled to understand. But a week later, an unforeseen event clarified everything. War broke out in the country. The situation grew so dire that all the young men in the village were conscripted into the army. Daniel, however, was spared because of his broken leg. Many of the young men who went to war never returned, and the village echoed with cries of grief. The villagers came to Mr. Adam, weeping, and said, "Mr. Adam," weeping, and said, "Mr. Adam, you are truly fortunate. Your son has been spared, while we have lost ours." Sitting beside Daniel, Mr. Adams said, "You see, son, the events of life are rarely straightforward. Losing Max seemed like a misfortune, but he returned with 5 other horses. Your broken leg was painful, but it kept you from going to war." These words helped Daniel see everything in a new light. Mr. Adam continued, "That is why, My son, you should not become overly elated when something good happens, nor should you despair when something bad occurs. Everything is part of time's unfolding plan. The central message of this story is that both good and bad are transient. We cannot always immediately discern the true meaning of an event, whether it appears favorable or unfavorable. Only time reveals its purpose. Even if we do not understand God's plan in the present moment, it will one day become clear. Therefore, in every circumstance, maintain patience, remain grateful, and hold fast to your faith. Everything happens for a reason. There may be events in your life right now that you do not understand, but trust that God's plan is always for your ultimate good. Whether times are good or bad, everything will eventually pass. Do not break under hardship, and do not be swept away by pride in times of prosperity. There is balance in all things.